everybody, and welcome to Vinyl Treasures. I'm your host, Johnny G. John Galindo, coming to you live each and every Saturday night, only here on YouTube. I want to welcome you to the May 20th, 2023 50s and early 60s edition of the Vinyl Treasure Show. We're here on this rainy night. We're here till midnight tonight, a little bit overtime. Pulled 51 records out. 51 requests for you, the listeners, so I hope you stick around as long as you can. And we will be joining the Oldies and More Radio Network beginning at midnight. Just opened up with a cool instrumental. I like Earl Bostic, I do, but I'm sure some of you remember this tune. Used to be the theme song to the group Harmony Review on WFUV. So many years that song on that show, to just kind of ready here like the guys to come in and do their show. But this song originally done back in 1937 by Ray Heatherton with Rusty Newman and his orchestra. Now this is a cover from July 1956 done by Earl Bostic, saxophonist Earl Bostic. He's originally out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. And that's Earl Bostic and his orchestra. Came out on Sid Nathan's King record label. I have a promo and a stock copy of this. Call me a completist, really. But anyway, Earl Bostic had about 104 releases on King Records, if you want to collect all those records. But anyway, our opener tonight, July 1956, Earl Bostic and his orchestra on King with the song Where or When. I just like that tune. Anyway, enough of my babbling here. Let's open up the vocal portion here with a flip side that I've actually been keeping this in the box here for a while. It's on the April 29th, 2023 show. I played the flip side of this by a group called the Empires on Bill Lastly's Amp 3 label. Featured If I'm a Fool. That was for listener Butch Ford in Hawaii, but the flip side is a frantic up-tempo, and I know the listeners in the UK are going to like this flip side here. It's with Teddy McRae and his orchestra. We go to August 1957. The vocal opener tonight is by the Empires on Amp 3. It's called Zippity Zip.
Zip, 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 Gigi, baby, I felt so sad, and I hit you, gee, I'm glad, the flame is burning, burning deep inside. Burning inside, Gigi, baby, I feel so blue, because I love no one but you. I really need you, love you, all I do. Well, the day that you left me, I thought I would die, but now you're here, it's never goodbye. I need you, I love you so. I'll never, never let you go. Gigi, baby, I feel so sad, and I hit you, gee, I'm glad. The flame burning, burning deep inside. Do-wop, 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 shoo-wop, 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 do-wop, zip-to-wop, do-wop, zip-to-wop, do-wop, zip-to-wop, shoo-wop, 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 shoo-wop.
But now your dearest never goodbye. I really, 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 really love you so. I never, never let you go.
Gigi, baby, it feels the same, and I hate it, gee, I'm glad. The flame is burning, burning deep inside. Well, zip, baby, a zippity zip, yeah. Zip to
Well, if that that don't get you dancing, I don't know what will. That great sound of the Empires there, August 1957, on the AMP3 record label. It's called Zippity Zip. I've never seen the black stock copy of that 45. I've only seen the promo of that 45. And we go to Herman Lubinsky's Savoy record label now with this request for listener Kenny Mack. I know Kenny Mack. I saw him in the YouTube chat room. Now, after Jimmy Jones left the Sparks of Rhythm, he formed this group and named them after the label. And even though it credits Jimmy Jones as the writer, I think it's James Jones on the 45, it was really written by Joe Duncan. He was the lead singer of the Vocaliers, and they actually recorded it first in March of 53 on the Red Robin record label, but Bobby Robinson never released it. It may have come out on a CD, but he never released it. But the song was called You're Fine when the Vocaliers recorded it. But here are the Savoys with Jimmy Jones on lead. It's going out to Kenny Mack in our YouTube chat room, April 1956. The Savoys on Savoy. It's called Say You're Mine for Kenny.
Boom, 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 boom. Do my ba, skitty, do my ba, do my ba, skitty, do my ba, do my ba, skitty, do, boom. If you ever leave me, dear, for you I cry, for you I die. Just once say you're mine, don't go, because I love you so. Bum bum better better better. Do my ba, do my ba, skitty, do my ba, do my ba, skitty, do my ba, do my ba, skitty, do, bum. If you ever leave me, dear, for you I cry, for you I die. Just once say you're mine, don't go, because I love you so. You never know, you're fine, 'cause you're mine. My heart is a flame, baby, when you're near. It's when you leave, a flame disappears. Oh, my dear, you're sweet as can be. Never ever leave, you belong to me. You're fine.
That's by request for listener Kenny Mack in our YouTube chat room. The sound of Jimmy Jones and the Savoys, April 1956 release on Savoy Records. Say You're Mine is the name of the tune, and Lubinsky would re-release that in 1960 with Jimmy Jones when he was having hits with Handyman and Good Timin', trying to capitalize and added instrumentation. I thought messed up the record though, but you want to hear the original, that's the original from 1956. Johnny G here on a Saturday evening. If you have any requests, you need to send them to me at vinyltreasures@aol.com. We are very close to 1,000 1,000 subscribers. I think I have 994. I need 6 more people to subscribe to the Vinyltreasure Show. Get me over that hump. Yes, I do. I need 6 more. And then I'll be doing the daily shows during the week, starting on Monday and possibly Fridays at 1 in the afternoon. So we got to get up to 1,000 subscribers. We continue here. We count down the music chronologically here on the 50s edition. We go back to October 1951 now, and it's a request for listener Mike Sape, who's in our YouTube chat room. He wants to dedicate this tune to Jimmy Amato, who is also in the YouTube chat room. Now, this group dates back to the early 1940s. This is their second of 2 on the Prestige record label for this quartet known as the Cabineers. They're being accompanied by the Mercer Ellington Quartet. It features a female lead here. Her name is Maggie Furman. Maggie Furman on lead. This is by request from Mike Sape, dedicated to Jimmy Amato. October 1951, the Cabineers on Prestige. The song is called Each Time.
Each time I look at you, it's a thrill of a lifetime, like the thrill of the first time. Your eyes met mine.
Your eyes met mine.
Each time I hold your hand, it's a thrill so divine, like the thrill of the first time I held your hand.
I held your hand.
So this is it, and I'm so happy you came my way. This is it. My heart knows this feeling is here to stay each time. Your lips touch mine. It's a thrill so sublime, like the thrill of the first time. Our hearts entwined, and darling, each time seems like the first time with you.
First time with you.
October 1951 release there for the Cabineers, featuring Maggie Furman on lead. That's by request from Mike Sabe, sending it out to Jimmy Amato. Each Time is the name of the tune on the Prestige record label. I heard that on the Time Capsule show. Probably played on the 78 too. They probably played it on the 78. That's a styrene 45, a little bit of crackle on it. But anyway, let's continue here. Let's move into 1952 now with this request for Ohio listener Bob Evans. You know this group. They began recording back in 1946 for the Hub label, and they recorded on many different labels during their career: National King, Columbia, OK, Mercury, Jubilee, and others. Now, Bob requested their 7th release for Mercury Records, co-written by the lead singer. He is the bass of the group. His name is Jimmy Ricks. This is December 1952, going out to Bob Evans in Ohio. The sound of the Ravens on Mercury. It's called I'll Be Back.
I'll be back.
Makes no difference, honey, what you say or do.
Say or do.
Even though you say we're through, that won't stop my love for you. No, I'm coming back home to you.
Home to you.
Yes, I love you.
Yes, it's true.
Will I love you?
Yes, it's true.
Baby, makes no difference what you say or do.
Say or do.
Even though you drive me away, I'm coming back to you someday. Well, I'm coming back home to you.
Home to you.
Well, you led me to the altar. I took you for my wife. Said that I would love you, baby, keep you all my life. Well, I did something for you, honey, that the good Lord never done. Gave you some hair, honey, cause he sure didn't give you nothing. You said, give me something, baby, something that I can keep. I got your cycle flower cider meat, some syrup and sneaky Pete. Well,
back, I'll be back.
Yes, this morning.
Hopping, skipping, jumping down the railroad track.
Well, I don't care what you say or do. You can't keep me from loving you.
Back, home to you. Back, pretty baby, I'll be back. Hopping and skipping down the railroad track. I'll be back. I'll be back to you. Don't care what you say or do. Can't keep me away from you. Back, home to you.
Well, I'll be back.
I'll be back.
Well, home to you.
Home to you.
Well, I'll be back. Home to you.
Home to you.
December 1952 release there for the Ravens. Jimmy Ricks and the Ravens on Mercury Records. I'll Be Back. I said that intentionally from the Terminator movie I did. But that one there by request for Mr. Bob Evans in Ohio. We're going to stay in 1952 with another request, this time for Gordy Freeman in our YouTube chat room. This group had 2 releases on the RCA record label, and Gordy requested their second, which is another cover tune. This first done back in 1937 by Fred Fisher, William Raskin, and Billy Hill. And also the Ink Spots covered this, I think, in 1941. They really were the one that made the song popular. But Elvis Presley even recorded this for RCA Records back in 1957, so I'm sure some of you will recognize the lyrics to this tune. But let's give a listen to this rendition from April of 1952 by Billy Bunn and his buddies. This is on RCA Records. This is going out to Gordy Freeman in our YouTube chat room. Their rendition of the tune, That's When Your Heartaches Begin.
I wish I were dreaming when you find your sweetheart in the arms of a friend. That's when your heartaches begin. Heartaches begin when dreams of a lifetime must come to an end. That's when your heartaches begin. Love is a share when you bring a friend into your love affairs. Ooh, that's the end of your sweetheart. That's the end of your friend. That's when your heartaches began. Oh, that's when your heartaches
There you go. Great sound there of Billy Bunn and his buddies, April 1952, by request for Gordy Freeman. That's When Your Heartaches Begin. That one there on the RCA record label, the second of two on RCA for that. I had a duplicate. Spence was able to sell that duplicate. I got decent money for a night. I had two mint copies of this 45 there, but I found them. I found them for $0.25 a piece. I don't know. I think it was up at Stormville Airport, in Fishkill, New York. They used to have this humongous flea market up there, and you know how you get those 45s in a book. You know, they're like book. There were all these RCAs, there were all these Perry Comos, and this is in there. 2 copies. So I took them. Can't go wrong, right? Johnny G here on a Saturday evening. Hope you're digging on the tunes here. We are in the year 1952. And now that the Vinyltreasure show is becoming very popular with some of the UK crowd, as they do enjoy the program here, here's a request for UK listener Mandy Williams. Now, this group is out of Harlem, New York. They formed by 2 ex-members of the Dominoes. They were Charlie White and the bass singer for the Dominoes, Bill Brown. Now, Mandy requested their second release on Sid Nathan's King record label. Features the bass lead of Bill Brown. This is from November of 1952. A little bit for you young collectors out there, although I don't know if anybody's still doing it. So, when I was first buying records, and I guess, I really didn't know anything about polishing. So what was happening was, and I saw it in action. I didn't see the polishing effect, but there's multiple ways to polish 45s. And one of the ways is, the guys go to the record shows and they'll look at the VG bins, and maybe they're $5 or $1 or whatever, but there's some kind of sometimes rare records that are in off condition. So they'll buy them, they'll take them home, and they'll polish them one way, at least for this one. But I didn't buy it for this up-tempo side. I bought it for the flip side, night curtains. But they use a buffer in some type of solution, but what it does is it wears down the groove. So the sound quality is horrible. It looks great, but sometimes you got to think about it a little bit. What is this worn out label on this shiny vinyl, and it plays crappy? That's because they polish the record, and there are different types of polishers. I think there's 3 different methods, if I'm not mistaken. And there were a few guys that did it. Now, this was from a guy on the East Coast. Now, the flip side of this plays excellent, but not this side. This side was out of a jukebox, and I tried cleaning it again today. I tried with a toothbrush, but it doesn't look bad. The label doesn't look bad, but I'm warning in advance. There is definitely a lot of jukebox wear on this. So, and I remember Louis said, I don't take polished records anymore, or he would at least identify it as. I think you have to sell a polished record at best as a VG. That's what I say. But anyway, without further ado, this is for UK listener Mandy Williams, November 1952. The sound of the Checkers on King. It's called Let Me Come Back. This is for Mandy.
I wanna come back to you, baby, where I belong. Well, I wanna come back, 'cause I know I've done you wrong. I have cheated, I've lied, I know how much you have cried. Let me come back where I belong. Let me come back to you, baby, where I belong. Let me come back, and I'll never do you wrong. I know it's a low down shame, the way I did you I'm to blame. Let me come back where I belong. I've had a little talk with my own self. I know there can't be no one else. I'm sorry, baby, 'cause I know I've done you wrong. Let me come back where I belong. Move it, go, go! Hey, jump, jump, jump! Your home, so sure you'll wait, and now I hope it's not too late. Have mercy, mercy, baby, 'cause I know I've done you wrong. Let me come back where I belong. I wanna come back to you, baby, where I belong. Well, I wanna come back, 'cause I never did you wrong. I have cheated, I've lied, I know how much you have cried. Let me come back where I belong. Let me come back where I belong.
See, you hear that? It doesn't look like that, though. It's a nice, shiny copy. Flip side plays nice, though, I have to say. Checkers there, November 1952. That one there going out to Mandy Williams. Let Me Come Back is the name of the tune. Came out on Sid Nathan's King record label. Bill Brown, the bass. He was original bass of the Dominoes, now the bass of the Checkers on a polished 45. It's unfortunate, though, so I'd have to replace it for that side. But Night's Curtains plays pretty nice on that side, because they didn't play that side in the jukebox. They played that jump side to dance to the record. Anyway, let's continue here on Vinyltreasure. We stay in 1952. We go this time from the King record label, Sid Nathan's King label, to Sid Nathan's Federal label. And I'm going to send this one out to listener Jerry Hankins, and I know he likes the Four Jacks. They're backing up a versatile actress. She played in a number of movies. Now, she's probably best known for her 1948 movie called No Time for Romance, if anybody saw that movie. But she was also a talented singer. Her name was Shirley Juanita Hackett, but she recorded as Shirley Haven, and she's being backed up by the Four Jacks on this one. I'm going to send this one out to Jerry Hankins. This is from August of 1952. Shirley Haven and the Four Jacks on the Gold Top Federal for this one. It's called Sure Cure. Wait, no, it's not. It's called Troubles of My Own. That's what it's called.
Yes, you've been a fool again.
Yes, you've been a fool again. My heart
is Shirley Haven and the Four Jacks there, August 1952 on the Federal record label. Troubles of My Own. I'm going to send that one out to Jerry Hankins. He loves those ballads, especially with the Four Jacks. Now I'm going to play the flip side of this for UK listener Abigail Rocket Blast. I think that's her name. The flip side here, it's up tempo. It's called Stop Fooling Around. Charlene, you gave me the wrong flip side there. But anyway, let me put this on here. So Abigail, I didn't have, or I was looking for. I thought Spence sold me the record. I couldn't find it in time. She requested Sure Cure for the Blues, and I thought Spence sold me that record. I just couldn't find it. I can't get the request so late on a Friday or a Thursday. It's hard for me to find them if they're not filed in the right place. I have thousands of records up here. I'm trying to clean it up here so I can get some guests up here, but I have thousands of records in those white boxes. You know, they hold about 150 45's. There's countless boxes there's letters on the front of the boxes. So I had to look for a few. Luckily, I found them like in the second box instead of the eighth box. But I couldn't look through the H's. I have like 7 boxes of H group and R&B records, so I couldn't look through them. But we'll flip this one over because I told her I would play this for her. For Abigail Rocket Blast, let's flip over that Shirley Haven and the Four Jacks from August 1955 on the Federal label. And this side is called Stop Fooling Around.
Daddy, if you want me to be true, you got to love me just like I love you. Marry me cause I want to settle down. You got to stop your fooling around. Daddy, if you want me for your own, you got to leave those other chicks alone. Can't have me and ramble over town. You got to stop your fooling around. I know you're just a playboy, rambling day and night, but we could have a real gone deal if you just treat me right. Daddy, I like your freestyle ways. Love me, you'll find out it really pays. Don't think you're gonna have me for your clown. You got to stop your fooling around. You're fooling around. Daddy, if you want me for your own, you got to leave those other chicks alone. Can't have me and ramble over town. You got to stop. You're fooling around. I know you're just a playboy, rambling night and day, but we could have a real gone deal and really pitch some hay. Daddy, I like your freestyle ways. Love me, you'll find out it really pays. Don't think you're gonna have me for your clown. You got to stop. You're fooling around.
Stop. You're fooling around.
There you go. That's for Abigail Rocket Blast. Stop Your Fooling Around is the name of the tune. Shirley Haven and the Four Jacks, August 1952 on Sid Nathan's Federal record label. Cool tune there. Shirley Haven and the Four Jacks. We continue here and move into 1953 now with this group. From Harlem, New York, it's a request for UK listener Amy Thomas. Now, by this time, by the time the 50s came along, these guys were older and more mature than many of their account of many of their peers. I guess we can call them peers. There are other singing groups, because these guys were already in their 30s and 40s, but they could sing all styles of music. They had 4 releases on RCA, and Amy requested their third. This one from August of 1953. Let's give a listen to the Dewdroppers. The Dewdroppers for the UK crowd. The Dewdroppers. This is for Amy on RCA. It's called "Whatever You're Doing," parentheses, keep on doing it.
Well, whatever you doing, keep on doing it, 'cause it sure is good to me. Whatever you doing, keep on doing it, 'cause it sure is good to me. You're driving me crazy, but I'm happy as a man can be. I don't care how you do it, long as you do it, please don't ever stop. I don't care how you do it, long as you do it, please don't ever stop. Well, if you ever stop doing it, I know I'm gonna blow my top. They say that I'm a fool to love you like I do. They say you're going to break my little heart in two. They say you'll kill me dead. They say you'll make me cry. But I don't know a better way for me to die. So whatever you're doing, keep on doing it, 'cause it sure is good to me. You're driving me crazy, but I'm happy as a man can be. You got a magic touch, you make me feel so strange, but I like it so much, baby, please don't change. Whatever you doing, keep on doing it, 'cause the show is good to me. I may be crazy, but I'm happy as a man can be. Whatever you doing, keep on doing it, 'cause it sure is good to me. Whatever you doing, keep on doing it, 'cause it sure is good to me. You're driving me crazy, but I'm happy as a man can be. Sometimes you treat me wrong, sometimes you're mean to me, but when we get along, you sweet as you can be. You know just what to do, you know just how to do it. You got the keys to heaven, so lead me on through it. Whatever you doing, keep on doing it, 'cause it sure is good to me. You are killing me, darling, but I'm happy as a man can be. Can be.
They're called the Dewdrop. Whoops. That one's a rough copy, too, by the way. Dewdroppers there from August 1953. That one there going out to Amy Thomas. Whatever you're doing, parentheses, keep on doing it. That one there on RCA Records. That's their third for RCA. They would have 4 more releases on the RCA Groove subsidiary. I think I also have that... I have an EP by them too on Groove without the cover. I think that came with a cover. I didn't have it when Spence sold it to me without the cover. Anyway, Johnny G babbling on here. Let's continue here. Let's stay in 1953 with this request for listener Gordy Freeman. It's an early release on George Goldner's Rama record label. Now it's Rama number 25. Now Charlene nor I mean, maybe I needed a little bit more time. I would have been able to find something on this group, but they had 2 releases. I think this was their first. Charlene, was Rama their first, or was the Tico their first? I think the Rama was first. And they have another on George Goldner's Tico label. They were called the Blue Notes. Now, not the group from Philly that recorded My Hero fame. They were later. This is earlier. They are accompanied by Joe Loco and his quintet. And I have lots of records by Joe Loco. You know, they do an instrumental like mambo or samba version of G by the Crows on the Tico label. I think I have it on red vinyl too. But anyway, this is by request for Gordy Freeman in our YouTube chat room, November 1953. The Blue Notes on the Rama label. It's called If You'll Be Mine for Gordy.
If you'll be mine, say you'll be mine. I love you dearly till the end of time. If you'll be mine, forever mine, to have and to cherish, come rain or shine. I've waited so long for someone like you. Prayed for the day when you'd say I do. Give me the right to hold you ever tight. My life is yours, dear. If you'll be mine, I've waited so long for someone like you. Prayed for the day when you say I do. Give me the right to hold you ever tight. My life is yours, dear, if you'll be mine.
From November 1953, the sound of the Blue Notes on George Goldner's Rama record label. That's by request for Gordy Freeman. If You'll Be Mine, singing to the song Here Comes the Bride. You definitely heard that. So they kind of changed the lyrics on that and used the Here Comes the Bride melody to that tune there. Johnny G here on a Saturday. Let's continue. We are in 1953. Now, on last week's show, I featured the Mellow Moods. Group out of Harlem, New York, was a request for listener Daniel Kubacki. Now, he requested their second release on Robert Weinstock's Prestige label. The song was called I'm Lost. Now, this week, Daniel requested the flip side as well as a listener, Daryl Letts, both in our YouTube chat room. It features Ray Buddy Wooten on lead. From October 1953, here are the Mellow Moods on Prestige. For Daniel and for Daryl, it's called When I Woke Up This Morning.
When I woke up this morning, I just couldn't believe my eyes. When I woke up this morning, I just couldn't believe my eyes. I looked at you, little baby, that's when I began to cry. Why did you leave me, baby? Oh, how could you hurt me so? Oh, why did you leave me, baby? Oh, how could you hurt me so? If my loving didn't thrill you, then why didn't you tell me so? I suffer so, baby, ever since you've been away. I suffer so, baby, ever since you've been away. I'm on my knees every night, praying you come home someday. I don't want no other woman. How could you have another man?
That's going out to Daniel Kubacki and Darrell Letts. Sound of the Mellow Moods there. October 1953 on the Prestige record label, When I Woke Up This Morning. Of course, not the Bop Chords, although I love that Bop Chords tune. And, of course, that's with Tico Wilshire and his orchestra. I tell all you collectors out there, if you're looking for, let's say if you don't know if you should buy a 45 or not, you know nothing about it, and you see Sammy Lowe or Tico Wilshire, buy the record. Chances are it's going to be a good record. It is. Johnny G here on a Saturday as we continue here. And we move to 1954 with this request for Ohio listener Bob Evans, who requested the Flamingos. It's on Art Sheridan's Chance record label. They signed with Chance Records back in 1953. Now, Bob requested their fifth of six, and this was recorded at their last session for Chance in February of 54, and they put it out in March of 54. It features Johnny Carter on lead. This is for Bob Evans, and this is my worst condition Flamingos 45, I will have to say. I mean, it plays okay, but I got it really for a song and a dance, but it's okay. It's if I had extra money and a chance to upgrade, I would do it. Almost did one time, but then I backed down. But this is for Bob Evans, March 54. The sound of the Flamingos, Johnny Carter on lead on Chance. It's called Listen to My Plea.
Baby, and I'm down on my bending knees. So won't you please, 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 please listen to my plea. Yes, I just got to have you, baby, and have mercy on me. So won't you please, 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 please listen to my plea. You know my love runs deeper, deeper than any sea. We all make mistakes, so won't you please forgive me. Well, I just got to have you, baby, and I'm sure you know what I mean. So won't you please, please, please listen to my plea. deeper than any sea. We all make mistakes, so won't you please forgive poor me? Well, I just got to have you, baby, and I'm sure you know what I mean. So won't you please listen to my plea? Please, 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 please,
Oh, baby.
please, 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 listen to my plea. Please, please, please.
Actually, that side really is not so bad. Really, it's not. That maybe it's the other side. Cross over the bridge is the flip side there. This is for Bob Evans in Ohio, March 1954. The Flamingos there. Johnny Carter and the Flamingos on Chance Records. Listen to my plea. Listen to my plea. I think I need 6 more subscribers to get to 1,000. Then I'll be able to spin 45s at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We'll do that. So got lots of specials coming up. I got other, not only do I collect group harmony, even though that's the best thing, that is my favorite type of music, I will tell you that, but I have R&B. Oh, who's calling me? Oh, hold on a second. That is my mother calling. Yes? Yes? Okay, they just left. Hold on a second. So she wasn't on. Those of you that said hello, I'm going to make sure that she gets on there as I play this great record. This was my added bone. I added a couple records to the show. Added Zippity Zip. I added this one, and there are a couple others I added tonight. But we stay in Chicago. But this time, Al Benson's Blue Lake record label for the Great Five Chances. This is their second overall release. I think this was their follow-up to I May Be Small. I think that's what it is. But this song, believe it or not, was first recorded by the Five Thrills, and they were signed to Parrot Records, but they recorded this, but it was never released. It wasn't released until a Relic EP, I think, put it out. But it's a killer tune by this group called The Five Chances. It features Darnell Austell on lead from August of 1955. Let's give a listen to The Five Chances on the Blue Lake label. It's called All I Want.
You know that I don't want a Cadillac car. No. I don't want a rich movie star. No. All I want is our love to be the same. You know that I don't want the world on a platter. All those things, my dear, they don't matter. All I want is our love to be the same. Be the same. I'm walking in the rain. I cry with a shame. Yes, you're my everything. My heart, my soul, my everything. Well, I don't want a castle in Spain. No. All those things, my dear, they are the same. No. All I want is our love to be the same. Be the same. You're my everything. star. All I want is our love to be the same.
I was downstairs. I had to get upstairs before this record finished. I was like, my mother was like, because my niece just left with her husband, so so if you want to say hello to my mother, she is on now. She was listening to I'm out of breath. No, I'm not so out of breath. But those are the 5 chances there. What a great tune that is. They were the Maples also. I didn't count the Maples. I have that record too, by the way, the Maples on Blue Lake Records. But you heard, is it Johnny Jones? Is he the other lead that does? Because I think after this, I think his name is Johnny Jones. Charlene, I was looking for the for the write-up because George Tompkins gave me the whole lowdown of the 5 chances. But because I have all their records, lucky to have all their records. I was lucky to get this one. Spence offered me this, and I almost fell off the chair. Paid my maximum that I would for a record for this one, but it's really a nice copy, I have to say. I really miss Spence a lot. And it left a big void for Johnny G, as others have too, by the way. But we will get by, and we will always remember them. That's a great tune, August 1955, the 5 chances on Blue Lake. All I want is not to have any mistakes. And this next record was another one I was looking for, but this is a request as we go out to California. This is a request for UK listener Indrajit Advani, and this group from Los Angeles, California, first recorded as The Miracles on Cash Records. I need that 45. And they signed with Bob Ross's Ardell Records in 1955. Now, I played their 3rd release on Ardell last week. A great tune, a request for Gordy Freeman. It was called The Way You Look Tonight. I have it on red vinyl. Played that last week. But this is their 2nd release. The song written by the lead singer of the group. His name is Charles Middleton. So this is going out to Indrajit in the UK. And this copy I bought from Joel Scherzer when he was selling his collection. So I get this record, and the other side, I showed it to you, was nice. Well, it had like this black magic marker or something on it, but the flip side, somebody colored it in. So I'm like researching today, how can I get black magic marker off a label? So I saw this cool video. They had like black magic marker on an album cover, like an album cover. But I looked at the cover and it was like, I was not going to color this in anymore. But what they did was they got another black magic marker, and they scribbled over the writing, and then they wiped it off right away, and it came right off that LP. But again, it probably was because it had a shiny label on it, or had like a shiny sheet on some of those LPs. But this is not. This is like a flat label. It's kind of difficult. I might be able to use some solution, but I don't want to use like a greasy solution or anything like that. So, but the record is in great shape. But anyway, let's get it out to Indrajit Advani from November of 1955. The Jaguars on Ardell. It's called Be My Sweetie.
Be my sweetie, I'm so lonely. Oh, my love belongs to you. I hear trumpets when you kiss me. Playing lovely in my ear. Why do you like to keep me waiting with all the time of me? You think you know you love me, and I know it too. I love you, sweetie, so you love me too. Oh, I'm so happy that my sweetie said that she'd be mine forever.
Hold on a second. I got caught here. I missed a whole bunch of people coming into the chat room there. And we have a live listener over in the UK, East End Mark. Wow, he's been a listener to the Vinyltreasure show for a long, long time. We talked about records, and I remember people stole your records, Mark. Remember that? You told me about that. But anyway, that's going out to Indrajet. Indrajet there, November 1955. The Jaguars on the Ardell record label, Be My Sweetie. Ryan Heisey, you said that rubbing alcohol, I could try that, but you got to be careful because you don't, well, listen, the label's bad enough. The vinyl's nice, but the label's messed up, and I don't know, that's how Joel Scherzer had it. Joel Scherzer used to be here. I think he was, he lived down in the Bronx, I think, not too far from where Louis Silvani was, down in the Bronx. And then he moved out to Pueblo, Colorado. I used to buy from him. He used to have an auction. It used to be Robbie's Records for his wife's name. And then he used to sell to me privately. I hope he's doing okay. I haven't spoken to him in a long time. I would like to catch up with Joel Scherzer. Johnny G here on a Saturday as we try to get up to 1,000 subscribers. So if you're new to the program, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click a thumbs up if you dig what Johnny G's doing, and click the bell to get all notifications so you get an email, but you have to be registered on YouTube in order to do that. Make up a name. Just let me know who you are. Anyway, we continue here, and this is a request for Arizona listener Steve Cargman. Now, this is an interesting song. Because it's I guess you could consider this a pop song, but this song was played, and I'm not lying because there's an air check of this. And maybe Marvin Pod, maybe you heard this on the radio, but I did hear it on an air check. And Alan Freed was doing a countdown, I think it was February of 55, I think. Well, that was the release date of this record. And the song was played on Wins by DJ Alan Freed. And there is, if you look around, it's a 1955 air check. Some great records in that 55 air check. Lots of R&B. There are a few group records. I think That's All made it by the Casanovas. That was in there. Whatever that time period was. But this record was in the countdown, the survey that he was doing, top 20 or top 15, something like that. But I was surprised to hear it. But I purchased this from, does anybody remember someone by the name of Don Meany? He used to do a record newspaper, I think. And I first met him in the 80s in New Jersey at the Montvale Record Show in the, I don't know if it was the Sheraton or whatever hotel is. That was like one of the first early record shows I went to, and started meeting a lot of the cast of characters that would show up there. But I bought this from him. He had all these $1 to $3 records. So he had this for $1, and I bought it. And this gal, she's from the Bronx, New York. She signed with RCA Records back in 1949. Then in 52, she signed with Columbia. She had 19 releases on Columbia. This is probably her best record. This is her 8th release for Columbia. This was a number 2 record on KJR in Seattle, Washington. This is going out to Steve Cargman, listening in Arizona, February 1955, for Mindy Carson. Mindy Carson on Columbia. The song is called The Fish.
Is it a salmon that comes in a can?
No, 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 no.
Is it a flounder you fry in a pan?
No, 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 no.
What is this new dance? I'm asking you, man.
They call it the fish. Da, 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 da.
Is it a tuna you catch on a hook?
No, 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 no.
Is it a minnow that swims in a brook?
No, 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 no.
What is this rhythm that's making me cook?
They call it the fish. Da, 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 da.
Rock a little left Rock a little left foot, roll a little right foot, use an ocean motion, rock and roll you baby, that's the only rule. Am I a lobster that's caught in a whirl?
No, 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 no.
Am I a seahorse that's twirling a curl?
No, 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 no.
Well, I'm an oyster that's flipping its pearl.
You're doing the fish.
Has gone out to Steve in Arizona there. Alan Freed played that record. I can tell you that. If I find that countdown, I will do that countdown. I'd love to do that countdown, Alan Freed countdown. Mindy Carson there for Steve in Arizona, February 55 on Columbia, The Fish. Kind of like it was a dance because I remember buying, I forget, it was one of the Five Satins records. I think it was the Jones Girl, but I think that's a Lindy. I don't think that's the Fish, because somebody wrote the dances that they would do on the flips of the I don't know. Johnny G babbling on here. Let's continue here. And here's a request for a Philadelphia listener, Paul Greco. I'm sure he's gone to bed now. Paul, are you still there? Did you doze off and go to bed? He said he was tired. He communicated with me this morning, sending me emails, but he requested this group from New Orleans, Louisiana. Now, their second biggest R&B hit, this is their second biggest R&B hit. Their first biggest hit was their debut single, a song called I Didn't Want to Do It. But this is their 9th release for Imperial Records. It features Chuck Carbo on lead. This charted number 4 on KLON in Blytheville, Arizona. This is going out to Philly listener Paul Greco from September 55. Give a listen to the Spiders on Imperial. The song is called Witchcraft.
Please stop it now. You know I can't take it. Please stop it now. My head is spinning, her spell's on me now. Let me forget her, don't mention her name. You know it brings back that old burning flame. It hurts to know that she don't feel the same. My head is spinning, going round and round. My head is spinning, going round and round. Well, witchcraft got me keep going down and down. Is to try not to cry. She might come back one day by and by. My head is spinning, going round and round. My head is spinning, going round and round. Well, witchcraft got me to keep going down and down.
And that's going out to Paul Greco in our YouTube chat room. He's still up. He is. Got up early today, but he is still up listening to the Vinyl Treasure Show. The Sound of the Spiders there. Their ninth release on Imperial Records, Chuck Carbo, the brother to Chick Carbo. Yes, September 1955 on Imperial Records, Witchcraft. I have this featured it on the red label, which I think is the first. I have it on blue. I have a few blue Imperial, the later style blues, like the shiny label blues. I think I have I have some Fats Domino's later blues, blue color labels, other ones too. I just can't remember. John G. drawing a blank here. We are in 1955. Let's stay in that year for another UK listener, Eddie Votex. And before Thurston Harris began his solo career, he was a member of a group known as the Lamplighters. They were signed to Sid Nathan's Federal label. I think they had about 13 releases on Federal Records. Now, Eddie requested their 10th, a tune written by Johnny Otis's wife, Phyllis Otis, although he might have wrote the song and just put her name there to kind of spread the wealth. You know how that works. But I think Thurston Harris is doing lead. I'm not sure. Maybe Marvin Pod knows for sure. But this one is going out to Eddie Votex in the UK, February 1955. The Lamplighters on Federal. It's called Roll On.
You've been running all around. Roll on, roll on. Baby, all over town. Roll on, roll on. You've been spending my money. Roll on, roll on. Calling everybody honey. Roll on, roll on. You've been carrying your rolling on. So roll on. You didn't come home last night. Roll on, to the broad daylight. Roll on. You said you stayed with your mama. Roll on. But you were doing the mambo. Roll on. You didn't carry your rolling on. So roll on. I treat you right. You run all night. When you come home, you wanna fuss and fight. Roll on. Roll on. Roll on. Roll on. Carrying your rolling on. So roll on. Ooh-wee, ooh-wee, ooh-wee. You've been running all around. Roll on. Baby, all over town. Roll on. You've been spending my money. Calling everybody honey. Roll on. You've been carrying your rolling on. So roll on. You didn't come home last night. Roll on. To the broad daylight. You said you stayed with your mama. But you were doing the mambo. Carrying your rolling on. So roll on. Someday, baby, by and by, you'll be sorry, then you cry. Roll on. Roll on. Roll on. Carrying your rolling on. So roll on. Roll on.
There you go, Sound of the Lamplighters there. It's going out to Eddie Votex in the UK, February 1955. The Lamplighters on Federal, Roll On. So that sounds more like Work With Me Annie coupled with Dance With Me Henry, like a combination there, but definitely that same kind of beat to that record there. Johnny G here on a Saturday, spinning original vinyl 45s out of my collection. Let's continue here. We are in 1955. Don't often feature gospel 45s here on the Vinyltreasure Show, but I do collect them as they were intermingled amongst a lot of the indie labels that I collected, like Federal and other labels that were recording gospel music at the time. VJ had a whole numbering series, but prior to that, they were, I think, intermingled in the normal VJ numbers, and they separated them out. But this group is originally from Richmond, Virginia. They were signed to Ivan Ballin's Gotham label in 1950. They had a 5-year contract where they had about 20 or so releases. And this song was recorded at their very last session in late 1955. Now, the group members were Lonnie Smith, second tenor, Joseph Williams, baritone, Jimmy Jones was the bass, and the lead singer, his name is Tommy Johnson. Collectively, they were known as the Harmonizing Four. And I would like to send this tune out, especially to listeners Gordy Freeman and Bill Olb. And this is from late 1955. Let's give a listen to the Harmonizing Four on the Gotham label. And they're doing this rendition of the tune, The Lord's Prayer, for Gordy and Bill.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the
Wow, powerful voices on that song there, the Harmonizing Four. Harmonizing 4, I'm going to send that one out to Gordy Freeman and Bill late 1955. That's on Ivan Ballin's Gotham Records out of Philadelphia. The Lord's Prayer is the name of the tune. And thank you, Bill, for that information also. And the cool, great sounds here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Let's continue here. We are in 1955. Up next, a request for UK listener Amanda Williams. She requested the Penguins on the Mercury label. This is their third of 7. Features Dexter Tisby on lead. This charted number 5 on WKOW in Madison, Wisconsin. We go to August 1955. The Penguins on Mercury. Promises, promises, promises. This is for Amanda.
How can I believe that you won't deceive? All I get from you, all words that don't come true. Believe me, all the words I hear go into my ear, but you never hardly ever make them true, my dear. Stop making promises, promises, promises. That's all I get from you. I can't believe your promises, they never do come true. Don't make me promises, 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 although they're nice to hear. Stop making all those promises if you don't mean them, dear. Stop making promises, promises, promises. That's all I get from you. I can't believe your promises, they never do come true. Don't make me promises, 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 although they're nice to hear. Stop making all those promises if you don't mean them, dear. Oh, baby, stop making all those silly promises. You don't mean a thing you say. You hear? We can't live off promises. You know what I mean? Oh, quit. Oh, stop. There I go. I'm gone. Promises.
That's going out to Amanda Williams there, the Penguins there, Dexter Tisby and the Penguins, August 1955, on the Mercury record banner, their third of 7. Promises, promises, promises is the name of the tune. Johnny G promising you only original vinyl every Saturday from 9 to midnight right here on YouTube. We're joining Oldies and More Radio beginning at midnight tonight. Let's stay in California as we stay in 1955. This time to Eddie and Leo Mesner's Aladdin record label, Rare 45. This is by Eloise Brooks and the Dreamers. Now, this Dreamers group supposedly is the same group that recorded with Richard Berry and Etta James, in addition to releases of their own, but they're backing up this gal by the name of Eloise Brooks, who also wrote this tune. I have 2 copies of this 45, believe it or not. October 1955, Eloise Brooks and the Dreamers on Aladdin. The tune is called Charles, My Darling.
Darling, I love you
October 1955 release there for Eloise Brooks and the Dreamers. That's on the Aladdin record label out of California there. Charles My Darling is the name of the tune. The flip side's good too. Frank Cassie mentioned that, so we'll flip that record over next Saturday night. Let's continue now. We stay in California. This is a request for Paul Greco, who just went off to bed, listening in Philadelphia. Now, this group is out of Sacramento, California. They recorded for Ray Dobar's Music City Records out of Berkeley, California. They had 3 releases on the label, and Paul requested their first, and the title is in Korean. If anybody knows or understands Korean, and but I will translate it to you. This title, it means number one girlfriend. That's what it means, number one girlfriend. And this tune would be picked up by Capitol Records for national distribution. I think Big Dave Swinger mentioned that in the chat room. But I'm featuring the first press. This comes on, I think, colored vinyl. I think I have a blue one. I don't think the blue one was the first. It's somewhere in my mess of 45's in here somewhere. But it features Oliver Stevenson and Jay Payton. They're doing dual leads, I think, on this. This is for Paul in Philly, March 1955. Let's give a listen to the Rovers. The Rovers on Music City. And the tune is called Ichiban Tamidachi for Paul in Philly.
She's my Ichiban Tamagotchi, my number one little girl. She's my Ichiban Tamagotchi, finest in the world. She's the girl I adore, love her, yes I do. She's my Ichiban Tamagotchi, and I know she loves me too. Well, I learned to speak Korean when I was overseas. All the girls in Japan would say Itan. What are you trying to do? She's my baby son and my mama's son, yes, and she calls me Papa son too. She's my Ichiban Tamagotchi, that means my number one girl is you. Ichiban Tamagotchi, number one girl. Ichiban Tamagotchi, finest in the world. Ichiban Tamagotchi, number one girl. My number one girl is you. Video ship show, Bali Bali. Video ship show, Joe Tomati means just a minute. My number one girl is you. Well, I learned to speak Korean when I was overseas. All the girls in Japan would say Itan. What are you trying to do? She's my baby son and my mama's son, yes, and she calls me Papa son too. She's my Ichiban Tamagotchi, that means my number one girl is you. Ichiban Tamagotchi, number one girl. Ichiban Tamagotchi, finest in the world. Ichiban Tamagotchi, number one girl. My number one girl is you. Video ship show, a Polly Polly. Video ship show, a Joe Tomati means just a minute. My number one girl is you. That means my number one girl. Yes, it's you. That means my number one girl. That means my number one girl is Idiot Ship Show, Polly Polly.
Those are the Rovers going out to Paul Greco in Philadelphia. That record got a lot of airplay in California. That Capitol Records picked it up for national distribution. March 1955 release, featured it on the Music City record label. Ichiban Tomodachi. That's how it is. That's how it says. Johnny G might not have pronounced it correctly, but it's very hard to to speak Japanese. It's not that easy to do that. Any of those Asian languages are difficult, I'd say. Let's continue now. We are in 1956. Here's the flip side from last week. I featured the Rainbows out of Washington, D.C., and their release on George Goldner's Rama record label. It was a request for Big Dave Swinger called Minnie, and you were right, Big Dave. They really dug that tune out in the UK. But Dave also requested the flip side as well as Darrell Letts. It features Ronald Miles on lead. It's going out to Darrell and Dave. September 56, the Rainbows on Rama. The song is called They Say.
I pray that you stay with me nightly. I always want you here by my side. I pray to my Lord that you will always stay and be my God. My friends tell me I'm just a schoolboy. They all laugh and say I'm just your fool. I know I'm just a child who hasn't even learned the golden rule. Love is a thing one must realize can be seen not only by the eyes. Your love for me is plain, my dear. I don't have to listen to scandals I hear. My prayers I know will be answered. How would it be? Love has passed me by. I know how she loves me. It shows with all sincereness in her eyes. I know now that she loves me. It shows with sincereness in her eyes.
B-sides here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. That is the intended B-side of that 45, by the way. Minnie was the A-side. That's the B-side. The Rainbows there. Ronald Miles on lead, September 1956 on the Rama label, going out to Big Dave and also Darrell Letts. We are in 1956. Back to the West Coast we go for UK listener Abigail Rocket Blast. This next group has some music historians puzzled because some think this is really the Hollywood Flames. Others are not sure, but they are sure that Bobby Byrd is doing lead on this, and he also co-wrote the tune, and also that Earl Nelson was also in this group. This is their second of two on the Bahari Brothers Modern record label. This is the intended B-side by request for Abigail Rocket Blast in the UK, January 56. The Sound of the Sounds. The Sounds on Modern. It's called Anything for You.
Well, I'll do anything for you. Anything you want me to. I'll give you all I own. Always love you alone. I'll lie, I'll beg, I'll borrow and steal for you. I'll do anything. And when you're wrong, I'll take the blame. If you love me, you will do the same. see. If only you love me, I'll live for you, die for you, sing for you, cry for you, I'll do anything. And when you say that you'll be mine, that's when I'll change your name. Well, I'll do anything for you, anything you want me to. I'll give you all I own, always love you alone. I'll lie, I'll cheat, I'll borrow, and I'll steal. And when you're wrong, I'll take the blame. If you love me, you would do the same. Well, I'll take you where you want to go, tell you what you want to know, I'll show you what you want to see. If only you love me, I'll live, I'll die, I'll sing, I'll cry. And when you tell me you'll be mine, that's when I will change your name. I'll take you where you want to go, tell you what you want to know, I'll show you what you want to see. If only you love me, I'll live for you, die for you, sing for you, cry for you, I'll do anything. And when you say that you'll be mine, that's when I'll change your name. That's when I'll change your name. That's when I'll change your name. That's when I change your name.
Those are the sounds on for Abigail Rocket Blast, January 1956 on the modern label Anything for You. Of course, that is the B-side. The A-side was a cover of the Colts tune Sweet 16. That was the B-side. I was looking for my black vinyl copy. Jimmy Amato, you said the first press is like a dark maroon on this one. Okay, I didn't know. I don't have it on dark maroon anyway. But, so many weird, different variations on lots of the California labels there, especially with Modern and Imperial and Dutone and a whole bunch of different things there. So it's like pick your poison. Sometimes I like to play the best one versus the off-condition one. So that, and the flip side of that I can't play because it's got a terrible hiss. That's Crappy Styrene, but that side was not played, so it plays pretty nice. Anyway, Johnny G babbling on here for a Saturday evening. Hope you're digging on these cool tunes. It's the Vinyl Treasure Show as we move up to 1,000 subscribers. We're really close to that. We got to get up to 1,000. I haven't checked. It was 994, I think, or maybe 995. I don't know. I have to see. Charlene, you can tell me what it's at currently. But anyway, let's continue here. And here is a request for listener Ronnie Sherman. I know Ronnie Sherman is tuned in. Ronnie, are you on your phone or are you on the TV? Because Ryan Heisey is watching Johnny G on his TV. I know Tom Shaughnessy is. Others are watching me on the tablet. My mother's watching on the tablet. And others are watching on their phones. It doesn't register on the phone, but they're like right now I think there's 38 in the chat room, but there's 152 that are tuned in, but they're not signed into YouTube. So that's how this thing works. But anyway, let's continue here. A request for Ronnie Sherman. As I mentioned, he's watching and listening. It's the debut single for this group from Brooklyn, New York. It's on Jack and William Angel's Neil label. This actually kicked off the Neil label. This is Neil number 100, written by Les Cooper. You know who Les Cooper is. He had a 1962 instrumental hit called Wiggle Wobble, but he wrote this tune for this group called the Young Lads. It features Ronnie Watson on lead. We go to August of 1956 for Ronnie Sherman, the Young Lads on Neil. The song is called Moonlight.
More times at night, light up the dawn. I love you, darling, so don't break my heart. Moon shines in the night, light up the dawn. I love you, darling, so don't break my heart.
There you go with that cold ending there. That's going out to Ronnie Sherman, the Young Lads. August 1956 on the Neil label. Ronnie Watson on lead. Moonlight is the name of the tune. Angelo, ask your brother Nat Papagallo if he still has. I sold him a copy of that when I was working in White Plains in the Gateway building. He came down. I brought him in a bunch of 45's. I gave him a list, and he picked out I don't know how many, and that one was one of the ones. I wonder if he still has it in his jukebox. But anyway, let's continue here. Let's move into 1957 with a request for Big Dave Swinger. Big Dave, I'm exhausting your big list that you sent me. You're going to have to send me another one. That's actually pretty good by year because it's easy for me to select the ones. But anyway, this group is out of North Carolina. Sid Nathan lured them away from Bess Berman's Apollo Records, signed them to his King label. Now, Big Dave requested their 15th for King Records, a song written by group member and guitarist Loman Pauling. It features Johnny Tanner on lead. Go to October 1957, the Five Royales on the King label. This is for Big Dave in our YouTube chat room. It's called Messin' Up.
I wanna know how it feels when your eyes are so shedding tears. I wanna know how it feels to be lonely and hours seem like years. It makes you feel like messing up. 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 It's so true, because I do. It makes you feel like messing up. I wanna know. I wanna know how it feels. Be broke, work hard, can't have a dime. I wanna know. I wanna know how it feels to have trouble with your loved one all the time. It makes you feel like messing up. 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 It's so true, because I do. It makes you feel like messing up. I wanna know. I wanna know how it feels to have no one by your side. I wanna know. I wanna know how it feels to have no one in whom you can confide. It makes you feel like messing up. 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 It's so true, because I do. It makes you feel like messing up. It makes you feel like messing up. It makes you feel like messing up. It makes you feel like messing up.
That's going out to Big Dave Swinger. They're going to like that one there in the UK crowd, too, I think. Those are the Five Royales. Johnny Tanner on lead, October 1957 for Big Dave. Messin' Up on Sid Nathan's King record label. Johnny G's always messing up here on a Saturday night. I try not to, but it's unavoidable, as you know. We stay in 57 with a great two-sided 45 here. This is for Nat Papagallo. Now, I know, Angelo, that your brother has this in his jukebox, but not an original. He does not have an original of this. But this New York's group, a group out of New York, had two releases on Ben Smith and Bill Bass Gordon's Teenage Teenage record label. And this tune written by the lead singer, his name is Eddie Jones. And of course, some of you may know this tune as done by the Duprees. It was the flip side of You Belong to Me, but I don't think they gave Eddie Jones credit. So that was a big hit for the Duprees. Hopefully he collected some royalty payments, because you do make money even if your song is on the flip side that's not played. Let's just hope that was the case for Mr. Eddie Jones. August 1957. It's the sound of the Demons on Teenage, going out to Nat Papagallo in Naples, Florida. The song is called Take Me As I Am.
So if you want me, take me as I am. Here I am, just a plain Joe. I don't know any more than any man could know. So if you want me, take me as I am. I'm not at all a genius, nor do I want to be. I'm not perfect, for no one is, you see. So if you want me, take me as I am. Know just how to treat you, to make you love me strong. I couldn't love anyone else, for you blind my eyes. Come to me, talk to me, let me know what you see. Tell me, dear, you take me as I am. Tell me, dear, you take me as
That's going out to Nat Papagallo there, the sound of the Demons. The Demons there with, what's my place here? With Eddie Jones on lead, August 1957, Teenage Records, Take Me As I Am. And, of course, Eddie Jones, he also was the lead singer of the Emersons. They recorded for Newport and Cub. He went on to have a solo career, and I mentioned this was covered by the Duprees. Now, Jimmy Amato asked me if I had the second one. So what happened was there was this auction on eBay, and what they did was, and it's hard, they can tell you what the correct numbers are in the dead wax, but I try to magnify the label, and I'm looking at a picture. What they did was they put tape, like masking tape, over all the silver writing on the label, so it kind of accented it in a way. So I got the record in the mail. I mean, it was about maybe $290, something like that. But he advertised it as VG, and it played decent. And this is a long time ago, of course. So I pulled it out to play one day. I said, wait a minute, this doesn't look right. So I went crazy checking a number of the books. And I said, this isn't right. And somebody posted, I don't know who posted it up, somebody posted one on Facebook. And I said, look, it's supposed to look like the Isley Brothers, you know, that thick deep indentation. This did not have it. I was not happy. I was not happy. I'm usually really good with the reproductions, because one time, Greg, I used to buy from Greg all the time, so he shows me a nice clean copy of The Closer You Are by the Channels on Bob Dan. I said, Greg, this isn't real. I said, first of all, it's way too clean. Number two, I don't think those are not the right marks in the dead wax. And he was like, yes, they are. I says, no, it's not. It looks really good, but it's not real. So I don't know. You got to just sometimes be careful, and be careful, because if you get it in a collection, like another one, the L chords. Peppermint stick. You know how many presses of peppermint stick there are? But if you find it in a collection, like I have an original, it's not in great shape, but it is an original with the guy's name on it, Danny's, written on the label, and with all this other great stuff that he bought. That he used to listen to Alan Freed. I bought his records at a flea market, so I know that's an original to compare it to others. But anyway, Johnny G babbling on here. Let's continue here, and here is a request for listener Daniel Kubak in our YouTube chat room. Was George Tompkins turned me on to this record here, by the way. This group hails from Jackson, Mississippi. Initially, they backed up Bobby Charles on chess. If you know a song called One-Eyed Jack by Bobby Charles, they backed him up. They also recorded a 45 on Leonard Chess's Argo label. And the lead singer on this, his name is George Jackson, not the same George Jackson that recorded for the Plants. Dear, I swear, this is a different George Jackson. But this is for Daniel Kubacki in our YouTube chat room, December 57. Let's give a listen to The Orbits. The Orbits on Argo. The song is called Who Are You, for Daniel.
Who are you? You. Who are you?
Oh, I need you so. Oh, why did you go? Don't you know, my darling, that I need you so. I need you so. I need you here by my side. Oh, my love for you I can't hide. Don't you know, my darling, that I need you so. I need you so. My days have been lonely. My nights have been so blue. Dear, I love you and you only. No one else in this whole world will do. Oh, I need you so. I cried when you walked out that door. Don't you know, my darling, that I need you so. I need you so. Are you? Are you? Are you?
It's going out to Daniel Kubacki in our YouTube chat room. The sound of the Orbits, George Jackson and the Orbits, December 1957, on the Argo record label. Who are you? I am Johnny G, your local disc jockey here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Hope you're digging on the tunes here as we continue. And we are in 1957. We fill a request now for listener Mnon, as this great group is out of Harlem, New York. This is their 11th release on Jerry Blaine's Josie record label. Now, the group members on this release were James R. Bailey, Waldo Champin, William Lindsay, and Bobby Spencer. The tune written by Esther Navarro and Jesse Powell. This was a number 8 record on WILY out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This is going out to listener Mnon. May 1957, the sound of the Cadillacs on the Josie label, and their tune called My Girlfriend for Mnon.
I'm asking you, boom, 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 boom. Please be my girlfriend. I've been waiting for a long, long time. For that moment I could call you mine. Oh, little girl, say yes. I tell you, yes, yes. Why don't you be my girlfriend? Please give my heart one little chance, and we can build a sweet romance. I really love you so.
I'll be faithful and true. Please let me prove it to you. I love you, man,
and I feel this way until eternity. Please be my girlfriend. I want to be your lover, lover boy. Baby doll, please fill my heart with joy. Please say yes. I tell you, yes, yes. Why don't you be my I'll be faithful and true. Please let me prove it to you. I love you madly, and I feel this way until eternity. Please be my girlfriend. I want to be your lover, lover boy. Baby doll, please fill my heart with joy. Please say yes. I tell you, yes, yes. Why don't you be my girlfriend? Ooh, girlfriend. Ooh, girlfriend. Ooh, girlfriend. Ooh, girlfriend.
That's the sound of the Cadillacs here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, going out to listener Mnon. May 1957, My Girlfriend is the name of that tune on Jerry Blaine's Josie record label. We stay in 1957. This time we go out to Los Angeles, California. Go back to Eddie and Leo Mesner's Aladdin label with this request for Adrian Viterbo. This is a duet, and they are called the Cupids, though. You think it's a group. It's not a group. It's a duet. They are really Tony Allen and Tony's cousin, Eula May Allen. And it's a request for Adrian, who emailed me. He said he's at a family party. So sorry he couldn't come, but I told him, I said, Adrian, no worries. Listen to it on the archive. Hopefully you're having a great time at the party, but we're going to play this for you from December of 1957, the Cupids on the Aladdin label. The song is called Lily May. This is for Adrian.
Bureau of Missing Persons, this is Miss Flora Lee. Always at your service, we must have identity. Height, please.
5'4",
Age,
20 years and a day,
weight,
122.
name,
Lily Mae. Oh, she's a lovely cheese and brown. Yes, Lily Mae stacked up from the ground. Lily Mae, I love you so. Oh, when she walked out my door, she said that love a losing game, and that she did not love me no more. Call me baby, it only costs one dime. Lily Mae, before I lose my mind. Lily Mae, I love you so. Oh, I love you so. Oh, I love you so.
As going out to Adrian listening in Mexico, Adrian Viterbo, that one there from December 1957. That's really Tony Allen and his cousin, Eula Mae Allen. They are called the Cupids there on the Aladdin record label. Lily Mae is the name of the tune. I don't know if I announced it. Lily Mae is the name of that record. I think the maroon is the harder one to find. This is also on the Black Aladdin label. I think I have it on black. The bad thing about it is it's a styrene 45, one we could include in Brian Korn's, when I do Brian Korn's special show on styrene records. But they're all going to be VG minus styrene records, Brian, as we continue here on Vinyl Treasures. And we are staying in 1957. We go to this next group out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This is a request for Mike Sape. He's sending it out to listener Randy Kaola, the lead singer on this. He is just 13 years old. His name is Mickey Tolliver. This came out on George Goldner's Cindy record label from July 1957. Let's give a listen to Mickey Tolliver and the Capitals on the Cindy label by request for Mike Sape, going out to Randy Kaola. The song is called Millie.
He's
As by request from Mike Sape, sending it out to Randy Kaola, the sound of Mickey Tolliver and the Capitals. I know this is I call it, even though it's George Goldner's Cindy label, he was with one of the DJs up there in, I think Big Dave Swinger. J. Michael was his name. So Cindy is, and that was the deal. You know, these record owners, they were pretty cool. You know, they were smart businessmen in what they did. They really were. But that's on Cindy Records. I call it George Goldner's because he's got all his Matrix numbers and real going music and everything else. But that was the deal. And who knows what a cut. Not that that record made any money. Maybe if they own copies now, they'd be able to sell them for some bucks. But that's Mickey Tolliver and the Capitals, July 1957 release on Cindy Records. Millie, you can send that one out to my late Aunt Millie. I had an Aunt Millie. Mom, you remember Aunt Millie? How could you forget her? Yes, as we continue here on the Vinyltreasure Show, and we go back to Chicago with this request for Jimmy Amato in our YouTube chat room. This is another hard record to find. Greg Surik sold me this 45. This group, not much info on this group though, but it's on Mel London's Chief label. You know, the early Chiefs were like a purple block letters on like a white or beige background, I think, because I have a Serenaders on the Chief label. But this group wanted to name themselves after, I guess, a dog. Why you would do that is beyond me. I think that's the Labradors. Isn't that a name of a dog? I don't think it's anything else. The Labradors, Labradors. And what did I say? This is from May of 1958. It's on the Chief label, the Labradors. This is for Jimmy Amato. It's called Queen of Swing for Jimmy.
The way you stroll, the way you rock and roll, the way you do the bunny hop. You're so entranced into your dance, so much that you just can't stop. That we are here proclaim you the queen of swing. I'm bopping at the hop, your rhythm's top, so everybody's the cop in your style. When you're on the go, you always feel the show, swinging in and out of the aisle. Well, it's no wonder they call you the queen of swing. Now listen to me close now, queen of swing. And the queen's gotta have a king. Make it me, want you queen of swing.
You are deserve such a pretty little thing.
You laugh, ha ha ha, you dance cha cha cha. Your mother, she's got the blues. You make so much noise dancing with the boys, wearing out all your shoes. Well, it's no wonder they call you the queen of swing. Listen to me close now, queen of swing. And the queen's gotta have a king. Making me want you queen of swing.
You are deserve such a pretty little thing.
Ha ha ha, you're dancing cha cha cha. Your mother, she's got the blues. You're making so much noise dancing with the boys, wearing out all your shoes. Well, it's no wonder they call you the queen of swing. Well, it's no wonder they call you the queen of swing. Well, it's no wonder they call you the queen of swing.
That's going out to Jimmy Amato there, the sound of the Labradors, May 1958. It's on Mel London's chief record label. Queen of Swing is the name of the tune. Not an easy record to find on the chief label. We stay in 1958 here with this group from Cambridge, Massachusetts, and it's a request for listener Big Dave Swinger. They have this one release on the Decca record label. They recorded this in March of 1958. It was released September 1st of 1958. The tune written by the lead singer of the group. His name is Melvin Walton. This is from September 58. They're called the 5 Shillings. The 5 Shillings, that's another one. Groups that had money names. The 5 Shillings on the Decca label. This is for Big Dave Swinger in our YouTube chat room. It's called Letter to an Angel.
Do 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 da.
As I sit here alone and blue, I can think of no one but you. Honey, I remember all the wonderful times we had together, the beauty of your love, the great and priceless years gone by. This in mind, I sit here and cry. Why, as I sit in this darkest room, can I not visualize you before me? That alone is pain. And with the fever, it drives me mad. Is there an end to all this? Will I once more have your lips to kiss, just to see you again was all I asked.
For Big Dave Swinger there, the sound of the 5 Shillings, September 1958. Not an easy record to dance to. You got to dance really slow to that record. Letter to an Angel is the name of the tune. It's on the Decca record label. Let's continue now. And up next, a request for Amnon. This is a rare 45. I didn't buy it for this side. I bought it for the flip side. Uh-oh. Let's hold on here. My mother's calling me. Yes, Mother.
What do I do? It's making
Wait. Oops. Oh, I hung up on her. No way. I hung up on my mother. Hold on a second. I'm gonna have to help her, folks, after this record. But let me announce it here. I'll be right down there, Ma. Don't worry. This is up next, a request for Amnon. It's a rare 45 on Mabel Weather's Impala label. She managed a group called the Echoes. They had releases on the Combo and Specialty label, and here they are backing up a singer by the name of Sonny Roberts. And this is going out to listener Amnon. I bought this record. It's a rare 45 from Les Docks. Does anybody know Les Docks? He used to put out a 78 picture book. It was pretty cool. They were little pictures of 78s of these cool records, but he used to sell on eBay. Got some really nice records from him a long time ago, but this is from March 58. This is the intended A side. I've never played this side. It's Sonny Roberts and the Echoes on Impala Records. It's called Honey Child. This is for Emnon.
Honey child, I need some love. Honey child, I need it bad. Honey child, you better send me some love, or I'll really be mad. Honey child, I need your love. Honey child, you know I do. I thank the stars and the moon above that I'll have your love real soon. Honey child, you're tops of me. Honey child, you're really keen. Every time you step in the scene, all the cats yell and scream. Honey child, yeah, 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 yeah. 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 Honey child, honey child, honey child, honey child, honey child, honey child. Mama's baby, mama's baby. That ain't your baby boy. That's mama's baby. Honey child, you're tops of me. Honey child, you're really keen. Every time you step in the scene, all the cats yell and scream. Honey child, yeah, 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 yeah. 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 Honey child, 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 honey child.
That's what happens when you run up two flights of stairs. She was getting some kind of buffering, and I told her, I said, continue to hit the live stream there. So always click out or click back and go back into the live stream and click the play button. Oh my goodness, there you go. Those are, I got a workout there. Those are the Sonny Roberts and the Echoes March 1958 release on Impala Records, Honey Child. Now I bought it for the flip side there. Never Let You Go, a great rendition of that tune. That's what I bought the 45 for. But that was the intended A side. That really didn't go anywhere for the group. That's for Emnon. Anyway, we continue here. In 1958, this is a request for listener Joe Shacatano. I think you're in the chat room there, Joe Shacatano. He requested this group from Mount Vernon, New York. They did 2 on the Cornell record label out of New York City. This is their first, written by the lead singer. His name is Sandy Fiscella. That's how you say it in Italian, or Fiscella, Fiscella. Now, the issue with this record is that they don't play so well. I don't know, it's recycled vinyl or something's with this record. At least this style copy that I have doesn't play well. But this is for Joe Shacatano, January 58. They're called the Indigos. And the song is called Servant of Love for Joe.
I'm a servant of love, I'm a
that I love you so.
Never, never, never let me go. Never, never, never let me go.
Hair of golden yellow, eyes of baby blue, lips of ruby red. Oh baby, I love you.
Love me, love me, love me all the time. Tell me, tell me, tell me you are mine.
When we first met, my heart was all set. You were the love I never could forget. Whoa, oh, 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 oh.
Never, never, never let me go. Never, never, never let me go.
When we first met, my heart was all set. You were the love I never could forget. Whoa, oh, 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 oh,
Never, never, never let me go. Never, never, never let me go.
That's by request for listener Joe Shacatano, the sound of the Indigos there. Indigos out of Mount Vernon, New York, January 58. It's on the Cornell record label. Servant of Love is the name of the tune. I'm telling you, I tried to get other copies of that record, and they don't play so nice for some reason. Maybe that one's a little bit played, but still. Anyway, we are in 1958, and here is this group called the Miller Brothers. This is a request for Mike Sape. He wants to send it out to all you guys and gals in the chat room and your host, Johnny G. They're called the Miller Brothers. They're first of two on the Mercury label. I know that their other one, George Tompkins, really likes their other release on Mercury, but this is their first from April of 1958. The Miller Brothers on Mercury, going out to all you chatters. It's called If I Had a Car.
Car. Oh, baby, here we are. We're stuck again. Walking back home again. It wouldn't seem very far if I had a car. I'd always dream about you and me. Driving along happily. I'd always know where you are if I had a car. We could go to places we ain't never been before. Never have to walk home. No more, no more. And every time we stop for a ride, I'd still exist and squeeze you tight. Ooh, and always thank my lucky star if I had a car. Baby, yeah? Just me and you. Ooh, baby, yeah? What we could do. We could go to places we ain't never been before. Never have to walk
car. I had a car. I had a
April 1958 release there for the Miller Brothers. Miller Brothers on the Mercury label by request for Mike Sape to Johnny G and all the chatters in the chat room. If I Had a Car is the name of the tune. Now, if Johnny G had a car, I did. I had a 2010, yeah, Cadillac is it a DTS? Yeah, DTS DeVille, Cadillac DeVille. DTS. I donated it to Wounded Warriors, and it started going bad. I said, you know what, I'm going to get rid of this car. Now I'm using a Buick LaCrosse. That's my parents' car. I went from a Cadillac to a Buick LaCrosse. It's okay. It's not big and roomy like I want my cars to be. And I had a 6 CD carousel in that Cadillac. I did, but I love the rides of the Cadillac. I really do. Anyway, but I don't think I'll ever buy another one. I don't know. Let's continue here. And up next, a request for listener Angelo Papagallo, who is in the YouTube chat room. Now, I first heard this song on the Gus Gossard show. That's where I heard this record initially. It was on my want list for many, many years. I was able to secure 2 copies of this. I sold one of these to somebody in Cincinnati. He paid me $100 for the record, but it's on Benjamin F. Allen's New Cat label. Actually, New Cat Records. It's out of Petersburg, Virginia, and this label recorded local talent from the Petersburg area. Groups like the Orbits. I have these records too. The Five Roses, the Continental Five, and this group that Angelo requested, the Velvetones, Velvatones. And they're being backed up by the Richmond's Lil Walters Band. Let's go back to April of 1959 for the Velvetones on the New Cat record label, and their tune called Impossible. This is for Angelo in the chat room.
Impossible for me to fall in love again. Impossible to count every drop of rain. Impossible, but I'm falling in love. Falling in
That's by request for Angelo Papagallo there. Great tune by the Velvetones, April 1959. It's on New Cat Records. New Cat Records out of Petersburg, Virginia. Impossible is the name of the tune. It's really impossible to find some of these records nowadays. It's really, really hard to. A lot of the collectors who've been collecting for a long, long time. I mean, not only do you have to find the records, you have to have the dollars to buy them. I mean, it's a lot of fun to collect in general, and sometimes everybody has, and no one's going to really have every record, and other collectors have records that others don't. It was funny because Greg would say, you want to sell me that record? You want to sell me that record? Of course, he had lots of records that I needed in his collection, and I had some in mind. So it was funny. I never got the time of day when I was a young collector, but I give the time of day to young collectors because I want the hobby to continue. And really, it's got to start somewhere. It's not like we're trading MP3s. This is like, if you're a record collector, this has to be your show no matter what, hands down. I mean, yes, a lot of people like the music and they like other types of music. They're very eclectic in their taste, but it's to actually have the tangible record in your hand. Not that I look at these records, but I like to look at some of the labels. They're cool records to look at, and then you play them and you get a cool sound out of it. And I don't know, but am I kind of like, I just enjoy what I do, I guess. I don't know. You can shoot me for that. But anyway, let's continue here. And he went to bed. This is a request for Evan Blatt. This group recorded this group has one release on the Capitol label, but they're called the Portraits, but in reality, they are the Hollywood Saxons, but they're known as the Portraits on this release. So they're probably doing some moonlighting here. This tune, written by Bernie and Joy Hess, produced by Buck Stapleton. The lead singer on this is Stan Beverly. Stan Beverly on lead, and George Mottola's wife, Ricky Page, is doing background vocals. There you go. That's from Charlene's research. This is from April 1959, by request for Evan Blatt. The Portraits on Capitol. It's called Close to You, for Evan.
My dream came true when I found you. There dwelt a love in my heart so true. You're the answer to
by request for Evan Blatt. That's Stan Beverly on lead. The Portraits, April 1959 on the Capitol record label. Close to You is the name of the tune. Johnny G is close to you every Saturday. I can't get any closer, can I? Every Saturday night from 9 to midnight. We continue now in 1959. That's who I haven't seen tonight, Rick in Philly. This is for Rick in Philly. Now, this singer, he's from Newark, New Jersey, had 3 releases on the Gibraltar label, which was out of East Orange, New Jersey. This was his 3rd release, a tune written by Otis Blackwell. I think he might have recorded this. I think Otis Blackwell recorded this on Cub Records, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe not. It just looks familiar. But anyway, he's being backed up by a group called the Gibraltars. So let's give a listen to Jimmy Barnes and the Gibraltars. This is for Rick in Philly from 1959. It's called Love Made Me a Fool, for Rick.
A fool, so the people say. If it means keeping you, then a fool I'll stay. Love made me your fool, I'll be. Darling, only you can make a fool of me. Well, I don't care what they say, and I don't care what they do. The people are jealous, 'cause I do so doggone much for you. I'm your fool. At least that's what they say. If it means keeping you, then a fool I'll stay. A fool I'll stay. Yes, a fool I'll stay.
That's going out to Rick in Philly. The sound of Jimmy Barnes and the Gibraltars. That's their 3rd release on the Gibraltar label, 1959. Love Made Me a Fool. I know George Tompkins liked that record. My mother's back in business. She enjoys the chat. My 87-year-old mother has become a big fan after doing this show since 2015. She finally is watching it so many years later, and she's tuned into the Vinyl Treasure Show. Gotta welcome. We had a lot of people here tonight, a lot of listeners from the UK. Got to welcome Tony Crosby from the UK. Early morning there, tuned into the Vinyl Treasure Show. We're here from 9 p.m. Eastern Time here in the States till midnight. We'll probably do a little bit of overtime here, but I'm getting through the records pretty well. But I take requests, and I'm looking to get to 1,000 subscribers so I can go on at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That's my time, so the UK people can tune in to some of these shows that I'm doing. They want to see it or hear it and see it live. So we got to get up to 1,000 subscribers. That's my goal. Well, let's continue here. We go back out to the West Coast here for this 45. It's on Jake Porter's Combo record label. Now, Carl White, he was the lead singer for the Sharps, and also I mentioned I think he came in the Limelighters too in a few groups actually. Carl White was the lead singer of, but he took a temporary leave from the Sharps. He took an absence from the Sharps to do some other recording, and he did this record on Jake Porter's Combo label with a group, studio singers, and it was kind of like this made-up thing. And maybe because he didn't want to face any legal ramifications, but they were called Carl L. and the Buddies. And this is the same tune that was out actually this song was out at the same time by Mary Kinney. Mary Kinney did it on the Andex label, but I think she did it first, and I think this is a little bit later. But this is the male version of the song. This is from January 59, Carl L. and the Buddies, but it's really Carl White. It's on Combo Records. It's called Bobby My Love.
Bobby, my love, I love you so. Bobby, my love, I need you so. Bobby, Bobby, tell me you are my girl. Oh, each night and day. Say you belong to me. Come with me. Tell me you are my girl. Oh, my darling, I love you so.
January 1959 release there for Carl L. and the Buddies, a.k.a. Carl White. That one there on the Combo label, Jake Porter's Combo Records out of Los Angeles, California. Bobby My Love is the name of the tune. That's spelled B-O-B-B-Y versus B-O-B-B-I. You'd say that might, well, maybe that goes for today. I don't know. Johnny G... Johnny G babbling along here. We are 1959. I think I got two more records for 1959 here. We go back to a request for Amnon. This is on Leonard Chess's Chess record label. Now, Charlene, I really didn't get a chance to research this record, but Charlene said, Johnny, I can't find any information on this group. And I wasn't even sure I had this record. I thought this was one of those odd records on Chess I didn't have. But I had it. It's from April of 1959. The group is called the Invincibles. The Invincibles. This is on Chess Records, and this was requested by Amnon. Let's give it a spin. The Invincibles with their tune called Mr. Moonglow for Amnon.
so bright. Shine for her with all your might. Bring her back to my arms once more. That's all I'll ever ask you for.
In the night, when stars are bright, I can see you shining on. Please, Mr. Moonglow, please help me while she's gone. Shine on her, let her know I'm so lonely, all alone. Please, Mr. Moonglow, please, Mr. Moonglow, send her home.
That's going out to listener Amnon there. I don't know anything about it. Anybody has any clue, you can email Johnny G at vinyltreasures@aol.com. April 59 release, The Invincibles on Chess Records, Mr. Moonglow. And I asked Charlene, I said, are the writers the same as the El Rays on that green label? They do a Mr. Moonglow on that green label out on the West Coast. Jade Records, I think, yeah, which I have. I have that one, not in great shape, but I do have that record. And I'm trying to think I don't know, something about that voice sounds familiar. I'll figure it out one day. Anyway, hope you're digging on the tunes here. Almost we're going to be joining Oldies and More Radio momentarily here, but let's continue with the requests. Here's one again for Angelo Papagallo, listening in the state of Maine. He is in our YouTube chat room. This group from New York City had 2 releases on B. Caslin's Hull record label. Now, Angelo requested their first. It features Robert Bootsy White on lead. This charted number 7 on WBAX. Is it pronounced Wilkes-Barre? Yeah, Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Is that how you pronounce it, I think? I think, Reed, you corrected me one time. But anyway, it's from April 59. And I remember this listening to oldie radio. And I'm sure Donald McGee also, maybe they play this they still play this down in Pennsylvania, in the other towns, in Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. But they don't play it on regular radio here anymore. Let's give a listen to The Desires. The Desires is going out to Angelo Papagallo on the Hull label. It's called Let It Please Be You.
If there's someone that I want, let it please be you. If there's someone that I need, let it please be you. Darling, don't you know I'm in need for you. I plead to you. I'm in need for you. If there's someone
It's the sound of the Desires here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, going out to Angelo, listening in Maine, April 1959. Robert Bootsy White on lead. Let It Please Be You on B. Caslin's Hull record label. Let's move into 1960 now with this request for Rick in Philly. This group out of Brooklyn, New York, recorded on Paul Winley's Winley record label out of New York City. This is their sixth and final release on the Winley label, and it features Buddy Payne on lead. It's from April of 1960. This is for Rick in Philly. These are the Paragons on the Winley label. The song is called So You Will Know. This is for Rick.
All that I have to give to you is my love before. Let me tell you, so you will know, so that you will know all that I have to offer you. All that I can give is my love before. Let me tell you, so you will know, yes, you know. It's so wonderful to know you love me. It's so wonderful to know you care. And without two hearts together, we'll be richer than any millionaire. All that I have to say to you, all that I can say is I love you so before. Let me tell you, so you will know, yeah, you know before. Let me tell you, so you will know.
That's going out to Rick in Philly. Yeah, the great sound of the Paragons. Buddy Payne, though, the lead singer. April 1960 on Winley Records. So you will know. I found that out in the wild for a quarter. Fun finding that record when you were like a teenager and you see these records on Winley, and you're so used to seeing the Jesters. I'm like, can I find the Collegians out there? Which I did eventually, but it was really trash. But anyway, that's a cool tune there. That piano is so great to hear, that tinkling piano there. Of course, this group continued to record on Music Craft, Tap, Music Tone. But that's for Rick in Philly. We stay in 1960. We go to Plainfield, New Jersey for this group, a request for listener Joe Shacatano in our YouTube chat room. Their first release came out on the Arc label, which was out of Elizabeth, New Jersey in 1959. They did two on Decca. This is their second, written by group members Albert Price and Bill Jennings. This is from August of 1960. Let's give a listen to the dynamics as we welcome in the Oldies and More Radio Network to the Vinyl Treasure Show. Johnny G here spinning original vinyl 45s every Saturday night from 9 to midnight. We are currently in Vinyl Treasure overtime. So we're continuing with the requests. If you have any requests, you can send them to me at vinyltreasures@aol.com. We are broadcasting simultaneously on YouTube. You get a visual of the 45s. It's not of me, it's of the 45s. So this is for Joe Shacatano, August 1960, the Dynamics on the Decca label. It's called At the End of Each Day for Joe.
The sun will soon be setting, dear, and as evening shadows fall, a star will shine from up above, and I'll once again recall again and again happy memories when with my love I remember all these at the end of each day. I'll miss her, it's true. I'll miss my love at the end of each day. Every night as I wait for you, waiting for you to come home. Every night as I sit alone, waiting for you to come home. At the end of each day, I'll miss her, it's true. I'll miss my love at the end of each
That is a nice tune. Charlene, did I ever play that record before? I'm not sure if I ever did. But you guys are pulling out some great records out of my collection that I have never played before, I will tell you that. Those are the dynamics there from August 1960 going out to Joe Shacatano. I think I played their first record. This is their second release on Decca, At the End of Each Day, which it would have been a good closer. But we're getting toward the end here anyway as we continue here. And here is a request for Kenny Mack. Kenny Mack, here's your second request here. This group out of, we head to New Haven, Connecticut for this, well, we'll call it this group. They're called the New Yorkers, but they really are not a group. They are a duo. They are a duo of Fred Paris and Lou Peebles. And, Peebles, not Pebble, Peebles, two E's, there you go. And who previously were members of the Five Satins. Now it's their first of two, and this is on Slim Rose's Wall label. Slim Rose owned this label, Wall Records, and they also have, what does that say? They also recorded as it does. That's not right. As the Wildwoods. That's correct. They also recorded as the Wildwoods on the Caprice label. But here they are as the New Yorkers. This is for Kenny Mack from March of 1961 on Wall Records. The full title of this is in parentheses, At Night. It's called Dream a Little Dream for Kenny Mack.
La 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 la.
March 1961 release there for the New Yorkers, a.k.a. Fred Paris and Lou Peebles. Their tune called Dream a Little Dream. That's going out to Kenny Mack in our YouTube chat room. It's on Slim Rose's Wall record label out of New York City. One more in 1961. This is a request for Adrian Viterbo, listening in Mexico, as we head back to Chicago, as this group included lead singer Eugene Dixon, a.k.a. Gene Chandler. He was the lead of a group called the Duques. Of course, they originally recorded the Duke of Earl. The master was recorded for Nat Records, sold to VJ Records, but they were called the Duques. This is their second of three on the Nat label from November of 1961, going out to Adrian, the Duques with Gene Chandler on lead. The song is called Festival of Love for Adrian.
This is the festival of our love, festival of love. You made my life so wonderful. You brought spring to my heart. Spring to my heart. Oh, the festival of our love, festival of love. You made my life so wonderful, right from the very start. never part, and pray that we'll never part. Festival of love.
That's for Adrian Viterbo in Mexico, the sound of the Duques. Gene Chandler on lead. November 1961, came out on the Nat label, N-A-T Records, called Festival of Love. I think this also came out on VJ Records too, if I'm not mistaken. The master probably sold to VJ Records too. Maybe they bought the whole thing. That's how they got the Duke of Earl. Anyway, we are in 1962, and this is a request for Evan Blatt. The group is from the Bronx, New York. They were essentially called the Halos, who had a hit with a song called Nag, but on this release they're known as the Spindle Toppers, with Carl, it says. And Carl is really Carl Spencer, who co-wrote this tune. We go to September of 1962 with this request on ABC Paramount Records for Evan Blatt, who went to bed. He's going to be tuning in on the archive, which should be up as soon as Johnny G signs off here when we get finished with a 1964 record that I have. These are the Spindle Toppers with Carl, and the song is called Hey Moon. This is for Evan.
Hey moon, don't close not tonight. My baby's not by my side. Whoa, she's gone away. See the little bitty teardrop in my eye. I'm bluer than the deep blue sea. My heart is filled with misery. There's nothing left for me to do but cry. Oh, cry. Oh, cry. Just watch me cry, cry, cry. Hey, stars, don't shine so bright. She left me all alone and blue, and now I cry. Won't somebody let me know what's left to do? My heart is filled with memories of how she used to walk with me. Now I've lost her and I wonder why. Oh, why? Oh, why? I wonder why, why? Hey, hey, wind, north wind, oh, won't you try to send her back home to me? Whoa, please, right now. I'm lonely as a guy can be. If I could hold her just once more and kiss the lips that I adore and hear her say that I'm her only guy. Oh my, oh my. I said, my. Hey, Mr. Moon, Mr. Stars, Mr. Wind, send my baby back home to me. My, send my baby back home to me.
There you go. That's for Evan Blatt there, the sound of the Spindle Toppers with Carl, which is Carl Spencer, September 1962. I bet you that was the lead there, the bass lead there, Carl Spencer. It's called Hey Moon on the ABC Paramount record label, but yeah, they were also recorded as the Crafties. As we wind down here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, as this next group, they're called the Belvederes. Now, I don't know if they're the same group that recorded for, I think, wasn't there a Belvederes on Hudson? I don't think so. And there was also a Belvederes that recorded on Baton Records, I think. But this is actually a request for Angelo Papagallo. He said, Johnny, can you play this on the 1960s show on Wednesday nights, which is my soul show? I said, well, Angelo, this one fits the Saturday night show better. than that Wednesday night show. But this is on the Poplar label, and I don't know, these writer credits, they have to be the group: A. Washington, A. Jackson, J. Beckett, and F. Brown. So I don't know who they are. I don't know if Ferdy had them, Charlene, but it's from 1962. It's going out to Angelo Papagallo, the Belvederes on Poplar. It's called Why Do You Treat Me This Way, for Angelo.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
You tell me that you love me, but you, yeah, you don't show me. So tell me why you treat me this way. You know much longer. My heart's getting weak, baby. It's not getting any stronger. Yeah, you lie. Yeah, you done me wrong, baby. How long is this gonna go on? I gave my love to you, but you, yeah, was so untrue. So tell me, baby, why you treat me this way. Tell me why. Tell me why. I really love you, baby. Tell me why. I'm not getting any stronger.
Those are the Belvederes. A nice tune there. By request for Angelo Papagallo. We'll also send it out to Leonard in the YouTube chat room. I said, Leonard, you would probably rate this on Dick Clark's Rate a Record a pretty high mark. I would. I think, would they say, would you buy this record? I would buy that 45. 1962, the Belvederes on Poplar. Why Do You Treat Me This Way? Found that in the wild, though, for a quarter. Really can't go wrong. And I found this one in the wild, too, but it's not in great shape. That was styrene. This is vinyl, but it's worn, and it's a request for your brother, Angelo. This is a request for Nat. I know he has this in his jukebox. This group from Staten Island, New York. This is on Leona Roop's. Well, that must be her. She got married. She got married to somebody named, where her husband was killed, right? No. Was it Art? No, it wasn't Art Roop. It was the guy that owned Money and Cash that was murdered. She just got divorced. Leona just divorced her husband and ran the Ebb label. But she looks like this is her married name, Leona Roop, Apostleris. She owned the Mona Lee label, Mona Lee Records, and this is a group called the Casualaires, and this is going out to Nat Papagallo. It features Pete Habild on lead from October 1962 for Nat. The Casualaires on Mona Lee. It's called At the Dance for Nat.
I met her at the dance, and she gave me one chance. If she
every day, so I won't have to take a chance. Now that you love me, I could just die. I am so happy that I just cried. I know loving could be everything. Oh, darling, oh, I love you so.
That group out of Staten Island, New York, that's going out to Nat Papagallo. The Casual Airs from October 1962 on the Mona Lee record label. At the Dance is the name of the tune, and they have a 1963 release on the Craig label, which I do have that record. I have to check that one out. As we continue here, 3 more 45s to go before we sign off here on the Vinyltreasure Show. This is 1962 now, a request for Ronnie Sherman. This group is from Fishtown, Pennsylvania. This is a great two-sided 45. Came out on the Malley label, first released on Malley Records, but there are a couple of well, I showed you also second pressed on the Sheraton label, but the Malley label has the first one has the like the silver top, which I don't have. I have the second press of that, the next one released. But do I have a lead singer here? No, I don't. Wait a minute. Yes, I do. Freddie Faulkner. Freddie Faulkner is the lead singer on this. He had some solo releases, I think, on Swan Records that I have. But this is from February 62. This is for Ronnie Sherman. This is Freddie Faulkner on lead with the Illusions on the Malley label. The song is called Hey Boy. This is for Ronnie Sherman.
Hey boy, hey boy, hey boy, get off that high horse, get on the right course. She loves you with all her heart, so take her in your arms before it's too late. Be smart. Well, you've been running all around trying to pretend. You've been telling all of your friends that this is the end. Well, I'm telling you, you better beware, or this is the end for you. Hey boy, get off that high horse. Get on the right course. This living dream that you're passing by, you fool, will someday love another, then you'll wonder why. Hey, 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 boy. Hey, boy.
That's the sound of the Illusions there by request for Ronnie Sherman. Freddie Faulkner on lead, February 1962 on the Malley label. Hey Boy, the name of the tune. You can also get it on the Sheraton record label. Two more 45s to go before Johnny G signs off here. And this is a request for Paul Greco in Philadelphia. He's going to have to get to the end of the archive to hear his request. You know this group from Brooklyn, New York. This was a Murray the K Boss Record of the Week. Murray the K had a lot to do with this record hitting the charts here, at least here in New York City, sometime in November of 1962 when he was on Wins here in New York. It features John Carbone on lead, and this was first came out on, I think it was Cheer number 1000. Then it came out on the red label, first the black label, then the red label, then it came out on like Cheer number 4002 or something like that. But that's like the third press. But I'm playing the true first press that I got out. Believe it or not, I bought this record out in California. I had to do some due diligence work when I worked for Transamerica Leasing. So they sent me out there. I was the manager of Reefer Containers. So they sent me out there, and I had to document all this work for them. It was a pain. So it was in San Bruno, California. So I went into the city of San Francisco. I met some people, or some actually people from here on the New York that relocated out to San Francisco. And they said, we're going to go get a cup of coffee. We're going to go to the Starbucks. I didn't know anything about Starbucks coffee. Not that I drink it now, but it was way back when. And I said to them, are there any record stores around here? Oh yeah, there's one around the corner. I forget what it was, but I rented a car and I drove across the Golden Gate Bridge. I went to Walnut Creek and I went to other places, and the wharf is really nice, especially when you see that. I don't know what that building is, but if you ever saw the movie It Came From Beneath the Sea, and the giant octopus puts his hand through that, I don't know what it is. It's like an archway. I said, I know that from the movie. It was just pretty cool. That's the memories of this record, but it's a great two-sided 45. And this is going out to Paul Greco, November 1962. It features John Carbone on lead. I'm sure many of you know this record, the 5 discs on Cheer. It's called Never Let You Go.
It was a lovely night when we first met. I never let you go.
That's going out to Paul Greco in Philadelphia. The sound of the 5 discs from November 1962 featured the first press on the Cheer label, Never Let You Go. That's John Carbone on lead. We're going to do an instant request here because I just got one more record to play. This is for Chuck Mitchell. Chuck Mitchell in Ohio. He loves the 5 discs, so we'll flip it over. We'll send it out to them. It's a great ballad. The song is called That Was the Time. This is the flip of the 5 discs, Never Let You Go.
Boom, boom. We had a time. On our wedding day, that was the time when you heard me say, I'm so happy, darling, that was the time. We had a
That's the sound of the 5 discs. We'll send it out to Chuck Mitchell in our YouTube chat room. You heard an A and B side, Never Let You Go. That Was the Time is the B side of the 45. That's going to do it for Johnny G and the Vinyl Treasure Show. I want to thank you for joining Johnny G, listening to these cool 45s out of my collection. If you want to get in touch with me, send me an email at vinyltreasures@aol.com. That's actually the best way to get your requests. Hard to read in the chat room, although I get, when you type on my YouTube wall, I get an email, and I see what you type, so I send them to Charlene, and she keeps track of the list, and so she updates it for me, and I tell her to write the years in, the release dates, and then I sort them, and so I have them all by year, and then I mix and match the songs with, and how you get the mix that you get, and so it kind of keeps for a flowing show, I guess. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in tonight. Hope you dug on the tunes, and if you missed any of the show, you can check out the archive. It'll be up momentarily on YouTube. Also, we stream live on Oldies and More Radio at midnight. We're going to be ending now, though, but I do a Wednesday night show. Those of you that are into soul music, I think the new listener from the UK, I forgot your name already there as I look. But Tony Crosby. So if you like soul music, Tony, you got to come in on Wednesday nights or check out the archive. There's a bunch of archives there. You'll see the type of soul music that I feature, all different years from early 60s, the transitional soul into like early 1970. Now, don't ask me for Do I Love You on Soul. Don't ask me for that one, but I have some. I don't have them all, and I have a lot, but it's just overwhelming. It is. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in tonight. I'll be back next Saturday night at 9:00, and we're going to close the show tonight. Interesting request for a UK listener, for Indrajit Advani. He asked me if I had this record. I wasn't sure, but he said, Johnny, do you have a record by the US4? And I was like, well, let me check. The US4. So I checked my Ken Klee book, and I had it checked off. So it's not like I had to look through thousands of groups with you, because there's not that many, and I found it. So I cleaned it. And the interesting thing is, this is on the Heritage label out of Philadelphia. Of course, the Dream Lovers had a big hit on Heritage, When We Get Married. But this is a later one. This one came out in November of '64. And the names on here, the writers, are Vinnie Poncia and Peter Andreoli. Of course, they did a lot. They recorded as the Trade Winds. They recorded as Pete and... There was like a duet, Pete and what's his first name there? I forget. Pete and somebody on Big Top. Somebody will get it right in the chat room. But they did so much in the more of the mid 60s, not really kind of the doo-wop style. But this is an interesting thing, because Indrajit is usually asking me for, all those jump 50s records. But we'll give it a spin. It's our closer tonight. It's by the US4 from November '64 on Heritage. It's called Please Don't Stay Away Too Long. And that's true. Don't stay away too long. You'll have to join me, or some of you'll join me next Saturday night, of course. And if you like the soul music, you can tune in on Wednesday nights but check it out. But either way, it's always on the archive. You can go to my website, vinyltreasures.net. You can download the shows there. I think it's not much of a website, and they're not letting me to change it. I have to get somebody professionally to do it. I don't know. But you can easily pick out the 60s shows from the 50s shows, because I marked them 60s. But anyway, that's it for now. Johnny G's got to go. I'm beat. I will see you next Saturday night right here. Some of you I'll see on Wednesday night on The Soul Show. Thank you, Charlene, again for all your help. Everybody stay well. Have a safe and happy week. I'll see you next time right here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Just want to say, everybody, so long for Indrajit.
Please don't stay away too long this time. Please don't stay away too long. I know another guy has stolen your heart. You fell for him so easily. It's not the first time that you wanted to part. You go and have your fun and then come right back to me. But baby, please don't stay away too long this time. Please don't stay away too long. Come back where you belong. La 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 la. Come back where you belong. La 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 la. La 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 la. Maybe, baby, this time you won't come back at all. But I'll take the chance and wait for you. If you decide you want me, darling, just call. But baby,